People back in Wisconsin, you don't appreciate the cheese curd like the folks in Afghanistan.
So you've been here,
Till you've been here. Eat them, enjoy them, savor them, and keep these guys in mind. When you go home for Christmas, you have to fill your belly with those babies.
Yes.
Huh?
I'll definitely take some. Yes, I'll take as many as I can get.
Absolutely. Private Jukovic.
All right, our thanks to John Mino from WIXX and, of course, the 432nd over there in Afghanistan. Well, you know, some guys just seem snake-bitten, injured at almost every turn. For those who can take it, they carry on. For those who can't, they crumble. Well, our Justin Felder can take it and was with a guy who could as well. Frank Zombo. Here's Justin back again, live from Detroit. Hey, Justin.
Hey, Drew. Well, football is a tradition for many people on Thanksgiving, and for one Packers linebacker from nearby Sterling Heights, Michigan, pigskin was a fixture on turkey days of his youth. However, Frank Zombo, the linebacker, now finds himself not only on the other side of the television, but on the other side of the Packers-Lions rivalry.
You know, it's kind of like the Super Bowl in a way. You know, I've watched that game since I was a little kid. The same thing that Thanksgiving game. You know, it has a lot of tradition to me.
Just outside Detroit, in his brand new house with a brand new Christmas tree, Packers linebacker Frank Zombo celebrates a very old tradition.
You know, early in the morning, my mom would be getting the turkey together. My dad would be setting up the basement with Christmas lights and a big long table. And then gradually, throughout the next few hours, people would start showing up. My grandfather cutting the turkey, you know, all sitting at the table, you know, watching Detroit play.
I remember him not helping me set up the chairs and not helping me clean. You know, it was a lot of work, but it was well worth it just for that 6 to 8 hours of family over.
We always cheered for the Lions. He liked Herman Moore, and this will be different cheering against him.
And normally, they did lose. So, I mean, all the friends and family, you know, wow, we were so close this time. We were so close this time. You know.
Now, Thanksgiving Day itself, the former Lions fan will do his part to make melancholy the Motor City.
In the arms of Frank Zombo, the rookie.
That is, if he can play.
It's terrible. You know, I've never missed a game, college, high school, never missed a game during that time.
Frank Zombo's dealt with a number of ailments this year. The latest, a bum hamstring, keeping him on the sidelines of late and working to stay positive.
I just really want to be out there, but I'm still getting hurt, and I need to stop that because I want to be out there playing. You know, I can be as tough as I want to, but I got to be out there.
During training camp last year, I mean, he really hurt his ankle. Probably put a normal man in the hospital for a couple weeks, but I don't think he missed a snap. I mean, he basically put the proverbial bubble gum on the injury and went for it. And guys like Zombo, they don't want to take the elevator to the top. You know, those guys want to take the stairs to the top. You know, they want to do it by hard work and the right way, and he's one of those kids.
Nobody's going to care about what happened in the past once you get back. I told him, look at last year, I think he missed 6 weeks, came back in the Super Bowl and had a sack. And nobody remembers last year as far as, you know, the time he missed, so he'll be fine.
You know, it's more mentally tough than anything, but I have a great supporting cast, my coaches, my trainers. You know, guys around me are all been very supportive. You know, winning a Super Bowl in my rookie year, you know, starting 10 games. It's really been a heck of a career so far, and there's still a lot of things I need to accomplish. You know, I want to play football for as long as possible because I love doing it. But so far, it's been a heck of a journey.
A heck of a career for anybody in their second season, much less a former undrafted rookie. But make no mistake, Thanksgiving game in Detroit, that's a big deal.
You know, and a lot of friends and family that are going to be watching and paying attention. It's definitely a huge game for me.
I'm very excited for him. I'm glad he's able to play again. Green Bay has to win.
It's amazing that my son's gone this far. It really has, and the Green Bay Packers have gone this far.
It's kind of surreal in the fact that I'm going to be playing in a game that I've watched my whole life. I mean, not many kids or people get that opportunity to participate in that game, and it's a pretty cool thing that I'll be able to.
Now, Frank Zombo officially listed as probable for this game with a hamstring injury. He told me last night he feels great, but of course, it's up to the doctors whether he's going to get to suit up today. Now, Zombo, far from the only Michigander playing for the Packers against the Lions today. TJ Lang, the offensive lineman, actually pressed into service in last year's loss to the Lions. He's excited and ready to show his friends who still hold out as Lions fans that they might want to turn over to the green and gold.
It's going to be nice going back home and you know, playing in my hometown, and definitely I want to go out there and have a good performance, because if I don't, I know I'm going to be hearing about it from a lot of my friends and family. So you know, that does kind of motivate me a little bit more being back home. You know, I want to put on a good show for you know, everybody watching back home.
Of course, representing Eastern Michigan, TJ Lang. Frank Zombo from Central Michigan. He's not alone. Greg Jennings from just down I-94 in Kalamazoo went to Western Michigan. Of course, the man himself, Charles Woodson, went to Michigan. He, however, originally from Ohio. An exciting day for any Packers player to play in this game. Of course, the guys from Michigan, Drew, like Frank Zombo, hoping to get out there, hoping to make a big impact, and lots of Packers fans willing to cheer them on here at Ford Field if they do. Drew?
Yeah, anybody that's a Packers fan or anybody who's a football fan wants to play on this day, Justin, and it seems like they're all getting ready. Thanks, Justin. We appreciate that. Well, you know, it's interesting to see as these guys play in their hometown. I mean, we've seen that before, but let's just see who is hurting heading into this game. We talked about Frank Zombo. Chad Clifton, of course, still out with that hamstring. Hoping to get him back by the Giants game. Starks, we saw him earlier today. He was testing. We won't know probably for another 20 minutes or so whether or not he's going to be able to go. Zombo probable. Remember, Jennings hurt his knee in that game on a tackle. He's probable. Clay Matthews is kind of one of those guys that's always on there. Josh Sitton, he's fine. Don't worry about Des Bishop and Marshall Newhouse. They'll all be ready to go. The focus really here, Johnny, is James Starks. And Starks was bent over backwards on that run against Tampa on Sunday. That play looked a lot worse than it ended up being. But, boy, that looked bad, Johnny.
It did look bad because he was bent back. He let go of the ball. He was starting to, I'm sure, screaming at this point, saying, "Ow!
Get off me!"
Yes.
You know, I talked to him. He said, I'm bow-legged, so it wasn't so bad. That's what he said. He said no structural damage. He is a little sore, but since nothing is torn, he's hoping to be able to play today.
Everything is still fine. Just a little bit of swelling just because of the awkward fall, but that's even going down now. And as you keep playing and practicing on it, everything get better. You gotta run some of that inflammation out of you. So that's a good thing for me. Coming in today and practicing. Not doing too much.
Well, that was on Tuesday, Johnny, and he was out there giving it a little bit of a workout today. Like Justin said, 6 coaches standing there watching him, plus the doctors, everybody checking him out. Hey, if these guys can go at all, they are going to want to go today.
They are football players, Drew. They want to get out there and highlight their abilities, to get out there, show everybody what they can do on the field. And James has that positive attitude. I mean, he knows about his body. I mean, he went on that gluten-free diet in the offseason,
that's right.
Lost some pounds, got stronger, got quicker. And then he's saying, hey, whatever God says heals, that positive attitude.
Exactly. He said that he was talking to his mom before he saw the x-rays, and his mom said, "Don't worry, honey, I prayed about it. You're fine.
Yes.
Go check those x-rays out." He's like, "Okay." And he went and said, "Hey, I guess things are okay."
You're all right, Mom.
Hey, thanks, Mom. Appreciate it. Last time Aaron Rodgers played the Lions in Detroit was also the last time he played in a game which he lost. And at that time, Rodgers did not finish that game. Went out with the second concussion of his career. Rodgers knocked out in the first half of the game, pretty much literally. Packers never made it in the end zone. They lost 7-3. This was a scary sight, Johnny. You look just like a punch-drunk fighter trying to get up, and you knew right away something was wrong.
He knew. I mean, you feel that daze, and it's such a weird feeling. You don't want everyone to go through that look at him. You're trying to find yourself, trying to gather your thought, and you can't. There's nothing there to think about.
Yeah, exactly. You remember those shots of Troy Aikman and guys on the sideline, and that was what he was feeling. He says that his last trip to Detroit is understandably a little fuzzy.
Not much. I just remember being disappointed on the flight home when I started to come to a little bit. It's frustrating to lose at that point in the season. We're 8-5, I believe, and playoffs are looking a little dim at that point. So, it was frustrating to suffer another concussion. Uncertainty about my future at the time, and I was glad to be able to get back on the field a couple weeks after that.
Yeah, we certainly saw the importance of Aaron Rodgers to the Packers at that time, that's for sure. Well, the Packers and Lions less than 90 minutes away now from the start of Thanksgiving football. Specialists out there on the field, guys stretching. They're all getting ready. The fans, they're getting ready. A lot of green and gold out there. Team waiting in the wings. We'll be back after this. It's all access Thanksgiving pregame special as the Packers remember Thanksgiving past.
Just thankful to be alive, thankful to have my family that I have, and just thankful to be playing in the NFL and healthy.
We used to have pretty big get-togethers over at my grandparents, and I'd be running around with all my cousins, and a lot of backyard football, for sure. So, yeah, there's a lot of football memories tied in with Thanksgiving, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, we always went to Granny's house. She always cooked for everybody, so obviously be missing out on that. And thankful to be on the Packers, of course. Had a great team, so what's not to be thankful for?